I'm imagining you have to like do a lot of like sowing and reaping.
The sowing reaping posts on Twitter are some of my favorites.
Is this a trend? This sowing and reaping?
Am I familiar? I must be.
It's kind of outdated now, but for a while, it came from one post that was just like me sowing. Ha! Fuck yeah, this rocks. Me reaping. Fuck this, I hate it. It sucks.
Oh yeah, that's vintage.
Right. I remember that now.
Yeah, very vintage. And it just kind of
format.
Yeah, and it just kind of exploded. People do all sorts of little reaction pictures and memes with it. It's a cute one. It's lived longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, there's a long half-life on those things in general, I find, and I find that comforting.
Yeah.
I meant to add something to the notes like 3 times. I did not. I mean, I did add something, but I meant to add something else too.
Do you have it in your brain? I can see you on the notes.
Oh, actually, Phil, I think Phil already put it in. The My Pillow guy sending the 12,000 pillows and then getting stuck with his trucks that aren't allowed over there.
Oh yes, that was a very
Which
good
is
one.
actually just going to make them like they're going to come up with some sort of insane. I can't wait for that to develop. Actually.
Yeah. So what is that story? Let's get into that because I was very very interested.
Yeah. So Mike Lindell, just
friend of the show
now. Yeah, friend of the show, Mike Lindell, person we really respect and admire. Yeah. So Mike Lindell, obviously a supporter of the Ottawa truckers Freedom Convoy thing. Decided that he was gonna be a hero and send 12,000 pillows over the border from his where is it? I think it's a Wisconsin factory.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
And he
Michigan.
Thank you. So yeah, he wanted to send over 12,000 pillows. Sorry, this story is not the one I was reading before. There we go. Good old Insider, which we love. Again, a respected publication that we love.
When you're done here, I have to share my experience with theinsider.co.uk.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, wait, are we confusing Insider with Independent?
Oh, fuck, I sure am.
Same difference, who cares? But yeah, so he wanted to send pillows to the Freedom Convoy truckers. He announced on Sunday that he'd be sending a care package to all the brave truckers blocking major connections across the U.S.-Canada border and clogging up roads in Ottawa to protest Canada's vaccine mandates. And he said he was sending 12,000 pillows from his factory in Minnesota, scheduled to cross the border by Tuesday evening. I think still currently the trucks have not been allowed into the country. The trucks carrying classic My Pillows as well as Bible pillows for kids.
What the fuck?
Wow.
What does that entail?
I can't imagine. Has anybody seen these?
I'm about to.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That, actually, they are, they're terrifying.
That is scary.
Yeah, it's the creation myth, I believe. Oh no, there's all sorts of different ones.
Oh no, I was trying to look and then I got a huge get a one-time $10 off pop-up with Mike Lindell's terrifying face.
Oh god.
Yeah, venturing into My Pillow territory is always a risky business. Jonah, Oh, I see. So in every one of these, like the Bible is sort of, holding the scene tenuously.
Yeah.
Like on the
And
pillow?
then on the
Yeah, the
back of the
back of
pillow
them. Yeah.
has the little summary of the story of baby Jesus, the Noah's Ark, Jonah and the whale, Daniel in the
Yeah.
lion's den, and the creation story. Just like I believe 7 paragraphs for the 7 days. Amazing. Incredible. Anyway, so these incredible pieces of merchandise are unable to cross into Canada right now, and it's just, I like this. I think it's great. I think that I don't have any problem with this. And even if it's indicative of some sort of like government plot to I don't know what, deny these truckers the pillows that they need to get their protest sleep.
I am so sorry. I just have to point out, I'm actually looking. So I'm looking at the Daniel and the Lion's Den one, right?
Oh, please.
And on the front of the pillow, he's in the lion's den. There's like some male lions around him, like contentedly sleeping. And he's kind of nuzzling really close with a female lion.
Yeah.
And then on the back, he's hanging out really smugly with 2 lion cubs. And it's like, what are you implying? Like, what happened during his time in the lion's den where he now has 2 baby
I was gonna
lions?
say, like, from a distance, if you look at the pillows from a distance, the Holy Bible kind of looks like the corner of a pool table.
Oh, it does.
So it kind of looks like Jesus of Nazareth is hanging out with some lions in a pool hall, which I think would be really fucking dope. And way cooler than what this is.
Yeah, move over, Last Supper. New scene just dropped.
Yeah, no, but for real, yeah, Daniel in this instance did fuck
like he fucked that
Ursat's
lion,
Nala.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ursat's Nala.
And those are his children on the back that he's just sort of, it's whatever.
Like, because
We're
he
down
looks
here
really
now.
smug, right? Like,
It's like, what did you expect? I had to do what I had to do. Something that I think that the Ottawa truckers can really identify with. So it's very smart to send them this literary triumph of a pillow with words all over it.
what also kind of rocks about him, so like ostensibly all of the truckers are adults, right?
One would imagine, but
Well, they brought their family is the weird part. Like,
think that people who with people with such a cavalier attitude towards vaccines and such a passion for standing up against the vaccine mandates, I think they would probably also take issue with a lot of like child labor laws. So there's got to be at least 1 or 2 of those trucks are being held down by like a team of
Newsies.
newsies stacked on top of one another with a trucker hat on top.
I was just going to interject wherever we left off there. That the story gets a little bit better in that when he couldn't get the pillows to Canada, he decided to pivot and say that he will bomb the Freedom Convoy with pillows to save it. It's just like, what?
Wait, did he really say that?
Yeah, there's a link in there. You can.
Oh my god!
So I just love that.
So he's going to go over and into enemy airspace and
He wants to drop pillows.
Literally mentions a helicopter. Yeah.
Bro, we've yeah.
Extremely wild. I don't understand why. Imagine if you want to do charity and good for people in your life, and you still have to use the rhetoric of war to to accomplish that goal.
It's really funny because this article specifically says he's talking about, quote, how the payload will be delivered via helicopter bombardment instead, about a bunch of pillows. And I think this is what like liberals think that government officials are saying when they're talking about like liberating a country with a lot of oil. They're like, yeah, they're sending a big payload of pillows over there for them. It's really nice. You're going to sleep really cozy.
I just can't get over this. Like imagining this guy paying for helicopters to drop pillows on truckers for some reason. And I guess I wanted to also say that the Bible pillows, I guess it's part of it is like the kids that the truckers have their families with them, which is so weird to me. Like this protest is the strangest, most ineffectual, protest I've ever seen.
Yeah, man. Well, you need some sort of a shield when you're, when all you're armed with is a truck and being a dumbass. Like you need some sort of something to to lessen the blowback.
How much does the pillows help? Like these truckers is what I'm wondering.
I mean, a pillow can go. You'd figure that the thing is, you would figure that these truckers already have pillows in their trucks because they sleep in there already. Like they didn't think this protest was going to last a day, and then Canada was just going to be like, "Oh, well, yeah, we're sorry. Let's just do whatever you want. It's okay. Well, let's go back to whatever heinous other things we do." But like, they have pillows, man. I know this is like a symbolic victory for him to get his, American unvaccinated truck drivers over the border.
Right.
Which he is on the records as saying they are definitely unvaccinated.
Right, which
that's probably
my understanding
why they're not being allowed into the country.
Yeah, exactly. The story I read was like they couldn't get through because the trucker wasn't vaccinated, which is like the whole crux of this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Wait. I'm reading deeper into the article. Linda, I'm so sorry. Lindell claimed in an interview on Wednesday night that the 12,000 pillows will be dropped from aircraft with, quote, little parachutes, adding, make sure you put that part in or it could be dangerous.
Like, how badly do you think you could get injured by a pillow that dropped from a helicopter?
You gotta make sure you put the little parachutes on the pillows or else
it's such bullshit. It's just such a grift for publicity, That's the worst part is he's getting us to talk about it and everyone else.
Yeah, he has remained on the tips of our,
At least he made that really cute. There's a bunch of widow pillows or widow parachutes.
They will be dropped from an aircraft with little propellers.
I'm just imagining, like, did this make the difference for the protests? Like, the truckers are like, we were really at the end of our rope. We were about to give up and just head home. But Mike Lindell dropped the pillows on us. Yeah. And we were all so comfy.
We were all so satiated. we drank of the nectar and ate of the manna of Mike Lindell's fucking pillow.
Oh my god. Oh man.
God, that rocks.
Well, speaking of like outrage, which is to me the core of that entire story is just weaponized outrage. Can we discuss the halftime show and just why? Like, we don't actually have to discuss the actual halftime show. I want to discuss the discourse surrounding it and how it never fails. Every year, there's a fucking Super Bowl halftime show, and people have to be so pissed off about it. Like, why does this always happen?
Because they could have done it better. Obviously.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I watched Jackass 2.5 that night instead. So
yeah, I didn't watch it. Did anybody watch it or no?
I did.
Okay. So why is everybody upset?
It depends on who you're, targeting. It could be because they're racist. It could be because, I mean, that's a big one. I mean, another one is they think that the hip hop on display for this was very old hip hop, like that everything was from the 2000s. Some people are talking bad about 50 Cent because he's apparently gained weight. And
great reason to complain.
And then I'm trying to think of any other reasons. I don't know. I mean, I did. This is a really good one. There was a story that people were trying to make it, a big deal that Snoop Dogg smoked a blunt before the Super Bowl halftime show, as if this wasn't the most expected thing to ever happen in the entire.
I do have to defend that. I do have to defend that because I actually, I am familiar with the person who like made that post, like. Snoop Dogg seen like smoking marijuana before halftime show. You lost a fan. Like that guy who made that post that blew up. Like he is absolutely joking. That was 1,000% a huge joke.
But I mean, just
but there
the
were
news
people
story,
who ran with it. So.
Well, that's dope. I mean, I would assume that was a joke just by the way it was worded. But I mean, to even just have the news, the media covering that as an event that happened, like why? Have you ever witnessed Snoop Dogg ever? Like he is constantly smoking weed. Always, he's unabashed, and that's water is wet. He's just Snoop Dogg smokes weed. It's not a big deal, right? Like, do people still get mad about
activist Snoop Dogg?
But I don't know. I think the thing that bothered me is like I saw people really enjoying it. Basically elder millennials were having the time of their life. Watching this hip hop greats on stage together, and then other people were just being like, I don't understand why they like it so much. This is terrible. Like I guess I don't have my finger on the pulse of what's good anymore because I don't like this shit at all. But I just felt like when I thought about it, it's almost always that way, that almost every time there's a halftime show, there's a huge amount of complaints, like ranging from just this to like people trying to say like, well, Beyonce has like Illuminati, symbology in her.
People
yeah. How did you say that, Phil? What was that?
I'm sorry, I said Illuminati because
I liked that. That was good.
I have a Facebook or Instagram meme page that's purposefully swapped the M and the N in Illuminati. I can't say it right anymore. I'm so brainwashed that.
I like the idea actually, but you just won't say it because it's like a Sauron situation where if you say it out loud, like they can feel that they're being talked about, and you're just very scared.
That's why his internet's fucked up.
This makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why people care. There's so many other things to care about that are not the halftime show, and it's Yeah.
All
right. It seemed like a better one to me from what I saw of it, which was not much. But I think the only one that like people in the last like 20 years haven't complained about is the Prince one, because it's like it's Prince and you can't really.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't.
I mean, I think the Creed Britney Spears one was pretty fire, if we're going to be honest here. Have y'all ever watched videos of that?
No.
I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched a halftime show since like the Janet Jackson one.
Wow, nice.
With like the wardrobe malfunction. Yeah.
I remember watching that live. That was wild.
Yeah. I also watched that live, and that was like a big fucking deal. People were pissed.
Yeah.
What is the actual story on that? Was that actually planned, or was it an actual wardrobe?
It was like, if you rewatch it, it looks like he actually like purposefully rips it off. And then also her jewelry looked basically like a pasty. It was just like way over the top. And it just seemed orchestrated to me. I don't know what the true story is, but
yeah, like they maintain that it was still a like malfunction or whatever, but like it's questionable at best.
She wore her fancy going out nipple jewelry.
Yeah, she did. It's like when you pretend you weren't planning on having sex on a first date, but you've got the matching. Yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
Everything's trimmed up.
No, I'm not that kind of girl.
She's always wearing stockings, cleanly
Yeah.
shaved, and yeah.
It's a daily
always
thing for me.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a really weird one. I definitely remember specifically that year watching that, and like I didn't notice what had happened, but one of my friends, I think I must have been like a teenager, and one of my friends did see it and was like yelling at everyone else in the room, like, "Did you just see that?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" Like, you know, and it was so fast, you know, but like
Owen Hart fell from all the way up there.
Well, because
and then you could see her boobie. It was crazy.
that was in 2004, and I think if you were a teenage boy in 2004, seeing like 35 milliseconds of an aging celebrity's nipple was, I mean, you're not beating that for the rest of the year. Like that's, I mean,
true. Yeah, I was like 17, I think, at that point, so it was probably a big deal.
yeah. And then I also remember another classic Super Bowl was Michael Jackson on Fire.
Oh yeah.
If you recall.
No, that
Wow,
was.
I
I
don't.
believe that was a.
Or no, that was
wasn't that
I'm
a Pepsi commercial.
I'm conflating his Super Bowl performance and the Pepsi commercial. You're right.
Yeah, no. This is the one that he set himself on fire on purpose, so that he could have a wardrobe malfunction.
It was his hair, right, that caught on fire.
Yeah, because he had it was like the Jerry curl era.
Yeah, that stuff is highly flammable.
Yeah,
super dangerous.
Yeah, that sucks.
Rest in peace, Michael. He did nothing wrong.
So glad Justine is back on the show.
I haven't had a hot take in a while. Let me have this one. He was a victim of circumstance and celebrity.
I'm gonna butt in for Matt right now and say, I like that guy.
Oh wow. Well, speaking of nipples, milky memories, and all that, do y'all think we should speak on this Abby Shapiro controversy? I don't even know why I would use that word for this, but it's kind of weird. I feel like Matt needs to be here for this one, but it's obviously not going to be as exciting next week. So
speak on it all you want, as long as I don't have to see that fucking photograph anymore. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm done. I was done to begin with.
Yeah, I saw it once and I was like, cool, thank you. I'm good now.
Her head is so small.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're normal sized.
Her head is just the size of a baseball.
Yeah.
This is big. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. A lot of, I don't know if like the people of the world in general are aware, a lot of shitty people have big tits, and the world keeps a spinning, baby. I mean,
it's something that you can just pass over, without weeks and weeks of beating the meme to death.
Yes, there are lots of giant boobs.
It felt like
there.
you baiting me by saying Passover in reference to this story.
Oh, no. Nope.
And I rose above.
Good job. Very proud. Well, yeah, I think we're just going to take a Donda on this one. I think that's the way to go. If Matt was here, maybe we would take another out, but now that we've established the Donda lore.
Yeah, two hefty Dondas for this one.
Oh God. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, where do we go with this? You know what? Let's just keep it weird. Right before the show, Ashley made an amazing post that I feel like relates closely to the discourse we have on this show. You posted, if I was banging a centaur, would that make me the bisexual of furries? And I think that we have to hash this out together. I mean, what even triggered this thought?
Well, I was taking a shower and I was thinking about how...
Go on.
And then I was just like, if I were banging a centaur, would I be the bisexual of furries? Because it's
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the mullet of furries, where it's like business in the front and yeehaw in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's actually, if you think about it, really progressive and brave of you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think that the terminology might leave something to be desired, though, because
Okay.
God, I'm sorry.
I
Well, no, I
love
think
it.
I
Feel
like
free
this.
to edit this out, but
When you apologize before you say something, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, we got to hear it now.
no, quite. No. I was just gonna say, I think you'd actually, to be fair, be more of a Pan's Labyrinth sexual.
Oh my god.
I'm glad that you
So good.
apologized for that.
Yeah. I was gonna say like it's okay, don't apologize, but now
I'm glad they're mad because I loved it. But no, the problem for me is, what does this say about? We have to discuss each part of the centaur's sexuality, right? Like, is the top part a male and the bottom part a female, vice versa, non-binary? And there's a lot more here, a lot more elements. I'm not sure I can totally sign off on yet. That I don't understand.
the horse part would be the gay part, I think. And I'm
Okay.
basing that on nothing but vibes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, we've talked about lady centaurs in the past. I believe that was the subject matter, and it was about, is the vagina in the front or the back? But this is a whole nother, like, can of
Yeah.
Well, lady centaurs, I think, traditionally,
not to relitigate this, but the discourse was actually, are there two pussies on a female centaur?
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. I should have said and or front and back. My bad.
Yeah. The answer is two. There's two.
Wait, there's two. Oh, yeah. We all agree. Wait, did we all agree that there's two
didn't all
pussies?
agree. I'm just making
This is
an
very exciting
executive
development.
decision.
I think that now I've realized that there's the possibility for a trans centaur, which is like very versatile in the, in the world of bisexual furries. I don't know what that is, but this is exciting.
That would be the Pan's Labyrinth.
Right, exactly.
Oh, wow. I guess that wouldn't technically be a trans centaur. It would be more like Anyway, I'm going to stop. I probably don't have anything good to say on that line of thinking anymore.
I'm trying so hard to fit together the word dysphoria and the word horse that I'm like breaking the inside of my brain a little bit. Dyshorsphia?
Yeah.
Horsephoric. Dyshorsphia.
I would imagine centaurs could have dyshorsphic feelings about their body. It's very possible.
She's growing out her mane.
It's like a Little Mermaid story, like the centaur goes to his or her father, their father, and says, I don't want to be a horse person, half horse person anymore. Okay. And he's like, no, sorry. And so, of course, the centaur goes to the dark route on this, of course, and goes and sees
of course, a horse.
I can't remember of course. I said I was going to stop. I'm actually going to stop.
I wanted to hear about Ursula coming out with
Thank you.
equine HRT.
Yes, there we go. There it is. This is amazing.
God, I just got a terrible picture in my head.
Oh no.
Thank you.
We need more furry artists in the the Succ fandom so that they can bring some of this stuff to life.
No, we don't.
You're right. We don't.
I'll do it.
But they probably have enough money to subscribe to our Patreon. So,
You know what? That's true because they all have Patreons of their own where they're making hundreds and hundreds of dollars for their weird sex art of a dog or whatever.
Doing much better than we are.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong business.
I really am hating from outside the club. Shit. Oh, speaking of cryptids, I've been putting this off because, again, I'm sorry, I've been gone for a couple weeks.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I've been putting this off, but I keep moving it week to week because it cannot be forgotten.
Okay, good.
So I've just kind of made it my job. I'm doing that thing that rich children of celebrities do where they just decide that they have a job and make it real. So I've decided my job is to talk about weird conspiracy shit on here and annoy everybody else with it.
No, I like this. This is good.
Mhm.
Let's do this.
We love it.
Kielbasa Kabal, I think, was the name of the segment.
Oh, it took me till just this moment to figure out what that was about. I had no idea.
Yeah. So the one that I've got for you guys today, have any of you had the pleasure of reading about the Kandahar Giant?
No.
No. I like a little bit, but no.
Okay.
Basically
So, basically in 2002, at like the height of the war in Afghanistan, they are a self-described elite tactical team in the U.S. Special Forces, because of course they are. I assume they're consistently finding themselves in like kinetic style scenarios, and they're doing a lot of perimeter work, and but basically, they came back and said, we killed a giant in Afghanistan. He was 13 feet tall with flaming red hair. He had 6 fingers on each hand and 2 sets of teeth.
Wait, who said this? Who the fuck said
The
this?
elite special forces tactical team.
Like the whole team? How many people was this?
Let me see.
I love this.
So I can't find a specific number of how many were in the squad.
It's just some guy. One of the guys in the squad was like, he said he killed.
Well, so what it seems like is like there is the group of them, and they all agree that they killed it. But what gets me about it, is that they claim that this giant killed one of them. And so they opened fire and killed him within 30 seconds of sustained gunfire. And so what gets me is like, okay, these fucking tactical elite freaks definitely just killed one of their squad members over some petty, like when all those, you remember when those Navy SEALs like got caught murdering people to cover up their theft in Afghanistan? Yeah. That's definitely what happened, right? And like they just killed one of their squad members, and then they're like, "Oh shit, fuck! What if there was a giant?"
Yeah, no. It's, how do we? What should we? What should the lie be? No, let's come up with something that really drives the point home that we're just making shit up, and we're truly heinous evil motherfuckers.
Because
it's a fucking giant tail.
They really easily could have just been like, oh, you know, like an enemy force like came in and like shot him or whatever. Like, sure. But no, they're like, oh, yeah, he killed him with a giant spear and then the corpse disappeared.
Jesus Christ. I'm looking at this. I Googled it just to see what came up, and there's so many like fan art illustrations. It's terrible.
Any like Rule 34 shit?
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I will for the pod add that to the search just to see what happens. I don't care.
What does also rock is that
oh no. Do you want to know what came up?
Yeah.
Nothing for the Kandahar Giant. There's no Rule 34 for that yet, which I think Ashley has informed us that means it's Rule 35 now.
Yeah.
Now we have to make porn of it. Thanks, Phil.
Yes, we have to. But no, the thing that came up that really bothered me, and I don't have any context or understanding, is it's the Incredible Hulk, much, much, much larger than the normal Incredible Hulk would be, and for some reason he's fucking a concrete truck.
I mean, what's the better shape for a that size version of the Incredible Hulk?
You know, yeah. You know what that is? That's someone wondering, I wonder if there's any Rule 34 of the Incredible Hulk fucking a concrete truck.
I just need you to know that a link just popped up into our recording chat, and I've never been more like both hesitant and like legitimately compelled to click on something.
We can share this in the Discord for the Patreon subscribers. So if you've never been compelled to pay for this podcast,
the link isn't working for me. Thank fucking God.
It's not working for me either.
I'll try it again.
You don't. It's okay.
I gotta try
Save
one more
the
time.
Hulk porn, Phil, and then
Those Google links are always kind of fucked up.
they're kind of fucky, yeah.
That one might
And
work
now
too.
I've seen
Nice.
Reddit. Willow posted a Reddit link, which feels worse.
Did it work? Yeah, it is from Reddit.
Oh,
It's digital CGI art.
Okay, what gets me is that he has the classic hand on his own hip, like for leverage and support while thrusting.
Well, I mean, you've got to guide it in there. It's as you can see, it's like a things fitting perfectly into things kind of a scenario.
That's the subreddit it was on.
This is a very unexpected turn.
I do like. He also has a very gentle hand on top of what would be the lower back of the concrete truck.
Yeah, he's not treating that like it's some sort of like a sleeve or something. Like that truck is in a
this is
long-term
intimate
thing with him.
Yeah.
Which, that begged the question for me. What is the goal here? Is this just about pleasuring the Hulk and the concrete truck made sense as a
They're
enormous flashlight?
Can anyone zoom in? Is there a guy in the truck? That's what I need to know.
I will try.
Jamie,
like
Jamie, zoom in. Enhance.
I'm trying. I can't yet.
It looks like an empty seat, but it could be like it could be a Marvel superhero that I'm not aware of, seeing as there's fucking apparently like 27,000 at least that get their own feature film.
Yeah, my favorite Marvel hero
driver is going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie. It's going to happen.
Yeah. The concrete truck driver who is also not invisible but looks very much like the driver's seat of a concrete.
My favorite Marvel superhero and Midwest emo band, Car Seat Headrest. Got it. That was awful. I'm so sorry.
I think an important detail here is that obviously the Hulk, was planning on having sex on the first date with his concrete truck. He's very well manscaped. So, this was not unplanned. He knew if he was going to get with that concrete truck that something was going down.
If we had seen this about 20 minutes earlier, the Hulk's bra and panties would have matched. Yeah. But one thing I did want to, after a brief foray into Hulk porn, I did want to bring it back to the Kandahar Giant just to point out. So it did, of course, make its way to again, this was 2002, to what would have been proto QAnon types, just kind of right wing, conspiracy nut type people. And there's one guy who he calls himself a self-proclaimed supernaturalist. And so, of course, because the American government was like, no, that didn't happen. We didn't. No, stop it. So he's, of course, claiming the government is trying to hide the truth from the public. The United States government was covering up this spectacular story, and that those in power had a vested interest in keeping the truth of biblical prophecies from being exposed to the general public. I don't know where biblical prophecies came in. I wasn't going to dedicate that much effort. But my favorite quote from this article is, "People have a right to know this stuff. If there are 15 or 18 footers roaming the earth and our military has brought them down, we have a right as American citizens to know about it."
Yeah, damn fucking straight.
So stupid.
He rocks. What do you think? What do you think Thanksgiving dinner with that uncle is like?
That's the one I just don't go home to anymore. I just don't show up to that Thanksgiving dinner.
This is a lot of food, but Jesus, if any of those giants show up, we would be truly fucked. Everybody. He's supposed to be saying grace.
I want to thank the Lord for protecting us from 13-foot giants from Afghanistan.
He brought ostrich eggs because he heard that's what they eat.
Just imagine going on a rant, just describing them for 20 minutes just to justify. They have stark red hair and 13 to 15 feet tall.
Multiple
Imagining-
rows of
Thank you,
teeth
Lord.
like a shark.
Imagine-
Lord.
Multiple rows
Thank
of
you,
teeth
Lord.
like a shark.
Imagining this type of guy, like, just sitting there, like, getting louder and louder describing this thing, like, to a completely captive audience is making me really nostalgic for, like, Rehab.
Wow. Oh man. Well, I feel like I need to make a theme song or something. Maybe Willow and I can team up to make a little stinger for Kielbasa Kabal. We got to keep that going. I think we've started to develop some segments now that I'm excited about. We have Ask Ashley, which is just a seedling of an idea. We're going to keep that going. Kielbasa Kabal. I would like to present one that I've been kind of building up to, Phil's soup review, because I've been on my soup arc for a couple weeks now. You know what? I'll do exactly what I did on Facebook on the podcast right now. I took a little detour into Mike's Hard Lemonade posting, which I was honestly surprised how far that went. Even Ashley got in on it at one point, and it was pretty good. I mean, there was several tweets that I felt took it to a different place I had not expected. What was yours, Mike's? What was one that said Mike's "This Never Happens to Me" lemonade?
Yeah. Yeah. That was a
Mike's,
really
oh my God, you're just so pretty lemonade.
That is really good. But yeah, I don't really even know where that came from. I just wanted to bring it up to shout out a couple people that I thought started it, which was Tom Baramy and Ryan Davies. Love both of them. Tom is actually a Patreon subscriber now, so shout out Tom. Love what you do. But yeah, that started to catch on, and people were asking, where the fuck did this come from? What happened in the news? That why are we talking about Mike's Hard Lemonade? And like people were Googling it, and there's nothing, because nothing happened. And I asked, Justine, you just say it.
Mike's, I'm sorry, I just started new SSRI's lemonade.
It happens. It
I'm
takes
sorry,
a while.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I couldn't let the thought like escape.
No, that was perfect, because I'm not saying anything that important. The only other thing about that story, unless anybody else wants to elaborate, was just that when people asked where did this come from, and I said I thought Tom and Ryan started this, and I asked them, they were like, no, I didn't start it. So we don't know where this came from, like why it started. Or
I love that so much. It's like I always wonder, like, where was the birth of this, like, one idiosyncrasy or whatever, and like the truth is it's not even in the time, like, do people know? It just comes about, and that's really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. It's part of the for me, it's part of the whole what I want to do with some of this show is talk about those little meme trends, and we caught this one right. Is it was still relevant, because by the time this episode
you either
comes
caught
out,
it or you came up with it. Who knows?
it could be. I don't think I did. But I did come up with soup posting, and I'll be honest, I got into this soup posting because I had a really bad stomach bug, and I had to just eat soup one day, and something happened. Something switched in my brain where I was like, this shit is fire. Like, this just my brain was like, this soup is so good that I was just like, I have to eat more soup. And we were doing a grocery delivery order, and I ordered like 8 cans of soup. All I was trying to get at is that I'm on my soup arc, and people have been asking me to do soup reviews, which I think is a terrible idea, for the record, if you're listening and you presented this to me, because I am a super basic bitch type of dude, where
basic.
Yeah, very basic. This was my order when I got all these soups. When I got 8 cans of soup, it was 4 cans of Campbell's condensed soup and 4 Progresso. What is it? Progresso? Is that the name? Home style chicken noodle soup. So it was just a whole bunch of chicken noodle soup.
I have a bone to pick with the Progresso soups. I hate those fucking swirly ass noodles.
Really?
They make me so angry. They don't fit in a fucking spoon, first of all.
You got to get the big spoon.
No,
you don't like big spoons?
You shouldn't have to customize your dining experience to suit the soup. It should be the other way around, you know?
I agree.
I think this is important. I mean, the soup is superior to consume in a big spoon.
No, little spoon for soup.
Why?
because it feels good. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a nice sort of like small to medium sized like round, a soup spoon.
Yeah,
Got the
Interesting. So
I'll-
small spoons are soup spoons? Is that what you're telling me? I need to know this.
well, they
I
should be
use
round.
personally like a teaspoon for mine, like a regular size like kitchen teaspoon, like not the big tablespoon ones, but like the regular kitchen size like teaspoons.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is I feel like I'm eating more slowly and therefore enjoying it more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I fuck with a big spoon. I don't like a lot of motion when I'm eating. I would prefer to get it into my mouth as fast as humanly possible. So
Okay,
I mean,
you're going efficient, yeah.
Yeah. More for efficiency.
I like to have a big spoon because it's like a miniature version of the whole experience every time you take a bite, right? You have a big, you have like a good
Big soup,
ratio
little
of
soup.
broth to the noodles or chicken or celery, carrots, whatever it is. You got to have a little bit of that every time.
Get a little bit of everything in one. But yeah, I understand that. And I will say that like with like a ramen or a pho or whatever, like
you got to get the ladle.
Yeah,
Yes.
ladle.
That's
And
totally
failing
different.
that, you should, you can bite the spoon and use the big spoon.
Nice.
I will concede to that. If it's that type of like noodle soup where like it's the full experience thing, like you do need the weird ladle, or as Willa said, at the very least a larger spoon.
Well, I do want to just take a moment to do an actual soup review, if this is going to be Phil's soup review segment, that having the Progresso homestyle chicken noodle soup, honestly not my favorite because, as I've already admitted to, I'm a very basic bitch. And this one is supposed to feel in a very arbitrary way like an upscale soup. And I guess it is. It feels a little more hearty because you got the twirly noodles, which Justine said she does not like. I kind of like them because it feels a little bit more like a meal when you're eating the Progresso soup.
Sure.
But
better
my
than those little
complaints are-
broken up spaghetti bits in the Campbell's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to circle back to that because I have a bone to pick there. But I do want to just give my criticisms of the Progresso soup, which is that it has a way more carbohydrates and sodium than the Campbell's soup. So at the end of the day, I actually, in my basic ways, prefer the Campbell's. I like the little spaghetti bits personally. I can't really explain why. I just do. And I do like that it's maybe just because it's smaller noodles, lower carbohydrates. So like that way, when I feel, when I eat the soup, I feel more guilt-free. But maybe that's for another episode. So, the Progresso chicken noodle soup, I'm going to give it, a 4 out of 7, I guess is my rating.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fair.
It's not, it's not bad, but it's not good.
I mean, I think that's about where it sits for me. So I will, you pass the test. I'll let you speak for me on soup from now on. If I have any soup issues, I'm going to come to you and ask you to hash them out with, whoever, the purveyor of soup.
I'll step up and be the soup ambassador or something, I guess.
See, I think so in the realm of like your options for like an easy like pre-made chicken soup, I actually think the winner for me is the Lipton boxed chicken noodle soup that comes in the little packets. It takes a little longer because it is dry noodles, so you have to like throw it in boiling water for a little while. But the flavor is unmatched and it perfects the noodle situation because Campbell's does get closer for me where it is just the little like weird cut up spaghetti egg noodles that are like weird and flat. But the Lipton has little tiny little baby egg noodles and they're so little, but there's like a million of them.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's like really perfect. And then that's one, because you're already throwing it in a pot, like to cook the noodles, it's super easy to like, if you're lazy like me and you occasionally buy the pre-diced celery, carrot, onion from the grocery store, you throw that shit in there, add the noodles in the seasoning packet or whatever.
I like that.
Yeah, that's like homemade, like good ass chicken soup in like 10 fucking minutes. And it rocks.
Soup hacks are important. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I also got to compliment just any soup with noodles in it. I think is just like a huge win, no matter
That's
how.
a home run.
Because you have a lot of soups that are blended up, and it's just all the ingredients making kind of one homogenized thing that you eat. I like when you have all those different textures, and there's so many things you can do with noodles: stars, letters.
I do love
You
good
can't make
chicken and
letters out of
stars.
potatoes, unfortunately.
I've been trying for years.
Well, and you did crack the code. I think, I've seen some sort of like frozen like potato things that are like big letters. So, if that was you, fucking thank
it
you.
was.
Congrats.
I was working under like an alias, but yeah. Like an author who's kind of ashamed of their work.
Oh, I see. So
Because it's been established I don't even actually like potatoes, so this is purely like a passion project on the aesthetic side.
Damn, the
important.
infamous or Ida is on our show right now, disclosing a dark backstory.
I'm
truly
really
the Jane Austen of my time. I actually don't know if that was the person I'm thinking of. I'm making things up now. There was a lady author who didn't write under her name, and when I think of a lady author, I assume it's Jane Austen. So.
Yeah, right. There was like a couple other ones. That didn't.
Who was it in Murder, She Wrote? That's the only other one I know.
But you don't know because you just asked.
Well, I think her name is Murder, She Wrote.
I just know the show. Yeah, written by Murder, right? Because it says Murder, She Wrote. So
yeah, it's first name Murder, last name She Wrote. It's a family name.
I don't know much. What are you gonna say? Well, this was a tangentially related thought that I had in the middle of the night. I tried to explore the thought again to discuss it with y'all, and I can't remember why. But I do think it relates to commodified food items such as canned soup. And I guess it just was inspired by the fact that I eat Lunchables often because we buy them for my daughter. And I was thinking about, people try to claim that capitalism drives innovation, and I guess presumably a result of that would be Lunchables. And then I thought, well, okay, well, if that's true, would we have Lunchables under communism? And I couldn't decide because I've seen so many different versions of Lunchables. I mean, you could just pack up meats and cheese in a little box. But would it still be Lunchables? Like, would you get pizza Lunchables at some point, or would communism never innovate pizza Lunchables?
So I guess I have to kind of preface this by saying I've stepped away from politics and like political discourse as a general rule, and am now focusing that energy on skincare. But so I guess what I would say is that if you really get down to brass tacks, a Lunchable is basically a yesified like military ration.
Yes, yeah, it's an
like,
MRE.
Yeah, and that's what we would call it under communism. It was an MRE.
I'm losing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like, because, and I'm deeply familiar with MREs. My grandpa used to fucking buy them at the PDX, and then like whenever we went camping, he'd be like, "Yeah, this is what you guys eat when you camp." And it's like, okay, cool, thank you for the chicken enchilada that you heat up with a weird water thing that you like tear, and then it gets really hot, too hot for a 7-year-old.
Yeah. Thanks for the 35 years old brownie.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean that's literally what most of them are, is just their little like packets of like kind of shitty food. All Lunchables did was just like hire
gave it the
like
kid cuisine treatment.
Yeah, they just hired like a cut rate graphic designer and was like, make this the most 2001 looking packaging you've ever seen, and then we're not going to update it ever again, ever. And also make sure that like the crackers for some reason retain cold more than any other part of the meal. Make sure that the meat and cheese reaches room temperature roughly 20 minutes before those fucking crackers do.
I have a lot of things to say about this because I totally agree. I don't think I've ever heard such discourse about Lunchables be so on point. Justine, I mean,
yeah, that was very eloquent. Have you spent a lot of time thinking about Lunchables?
You can't even imagine.
Well, obviously you can
I'm
draw the
tortured
parallels
by this
to
day and night. I frequently mentioned on Twitter and in the group chat about my insomnia. This is what's driving it. How are the crackers so cold?
You're
really
like
appreciate
you're
you bringing
you're like
that up.
moving around the little Lunchable pieces on the ceiling like fucking Queen's Gambit.
That's exactly what I'm doing, Willow. Thank you. I'm rotating a Lunchable in my mind.
And this is where the intro happens.
Actually, the end of the episode. Maybe that's what we do this time. There's no opening. We just end it.
Just think about the Tesseract Lunchable, and we'll see you next week when we're all doing a little better.
I have so much more to say about Lunchables, but there's no way I could top that. So maybe before we wrap, I just want to say sorry to the listeners. If there's any awkward editing in this episode, it's simply because Comcast and the Illuminati are fucking me out of my internet service, which I pay handsomely for, and yet I still cannot connect to my homies and record an episode. But we have so many other things that I would love to talk about for a bonus episode. And you know, if you haven't subscribed to our Patreon yet, make sure you go to patreon.com/thesuck, where one of the subjects that I want to discuss was the latest Succ character just dropped. We have Tungsten Baldo, of course, in the mix, but now we also have Eldritch Grouse, who just joined the Rogues Gallery of the Succ, because we've been doing Discord sessions. If you want to join our Discord, you know, we're very generous. For just $1, you'll get an invite to our Discord.
But you will for sure get an invoice as well.
Yes, yeah,
Mark
you
my
will
fucking
immediately.
words.
As soon as you subscribe, it'll be in your mailbox.
And then every 30 days in perpetuity.
Yeah, just $1 though, you know.
But yeah, if you ever want to hang out with us, Eldrick, I think his name might have been Elfric, actually.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was.
But no, it's okay. It's some bullshit English Anglo-Saxon name.
Well, we need to correct this for the record, because I'm sure that somebody's going to make a Facebook alt for Elfric Grouse very soon.
Yeah, we don't want to create too many characters here and within the explaining characters segment.
But Elfric Grouse is the King of England in my Crusader Kings 3 game that we've been doing with me and Phil. We also had Ashley and Matt and some of the subscribers join us. Currently, our goal is to work towards kidnapping the Pope.
Yes, papal kidnapping.
Yeah, we're doing some papal kidnapping. We did also have we attempted an illicit tryst with the wife of the King of France, who she declined because apparently our character is hideous.
Which, yes, Elfric is quite hideous.
And
Quirked up white boy.
So in for a bit of revenge, we did murder her. You know, you're missing a lot. It's a very very All My Children, very General Hospital. There's a lot of drama. Come
did
hang out.
Claim the
Come-
territory of Brittany and free it and rename it to
Yeah.
It's Brittany Bitch.
Yeah,
in
the
one of the counties.
historical French country of Brittany, which was historically part of the Empire of Francia. We did free Brittany from its conservatorship, and it is now part of the territory of Grouseland.
Yes.
Just the
So
Anyway.
all that to say, just join our Patreon already,
Yeah.
and we'll do this together on the Discord. And I'm saying that now because I don't think there's going to be a bonus episode because my internet is so shitty. I need your Patreon money so I can get better internet. You guys.
Yeah, he's gonna take Comcast to court with your money, which
Yeah.
it's a pretty fucking good cause. I would.
I
get
got to
on board
lobby,
with this.
you know. I got to lobby these senators on my behalf, you know.
Mhm.
It's going to happen. But anyway,
Grease
that's
them
another
up.
episode of The Suck in the Bag, episode 28. Thank you all for joining us. Join our group as well on Facebook, The Suck Shame Posting. It's a blast. It's a good time. Have a great night.
Okay, bye.
Mwah.